This is Giovanni Simpson with EDL 591-0003, and I'm going to talk about a module that I did with Dr. John Berry, and it's dealing with my organizational practices meetings with the Vice President of Student Services at Cape Fear. And I found, as I put in the paper, it to be a really profound experience because it allowed for me to, in this process, to use hands-on experience. It allowed me to receive personal analysis from Dr. Berry himself as far as the organization and the retention and where he wants to go. And lastly, the process itself has made me draw on the resources, the educational resources, the books, the prints, the concepts, and the networking that I've had to do to fulfill that. My organizational practice meetings with the VPSSR focus on developing a retention program and the analysis that's necessary to do that. And what I found in my meetings with Dr. Berry, first, I had to come up with an organizational approach to the process. I had to come up with a leadership approach, and so that allowed for me to be able to analyze the information that I was given. First of all, I looked at his leadership approach to my, in order to kind of recommend a leadership approach to him, and his apprenticeship style, his apprenticeship type mentoring, number one, was something that was a luxury because it's not something that's budgets give over to now. And so that personal analysis that I received in the VP meetings really helped me with that aspect of it. I learned lessons that are on a different dimension now. It really allowed me to grasp the different strategies, leadership strategies. And his leadership strategy, of course, because he's looking at the overall organization, is an organizationally oriented approach to leadership, oriented to the organization, which is focused on organizing function rather than individuals. And so that really enabled me. I look more at also the collaboration aspect, and I'll talk about that more a little bit with the worksite visits video, but that helped as well. The entrepreneurship, just the aspect and the details that dealt with concerning what's basically called change in entrepreneurship. It's a more recent phenomenon. It seeks to do more than make fringe adjustments. And I know that Dr. Berry wants to make more than fringe adjustments. And he was able to communicate that in his personal meetings, but his leadership style was not only organizational, not only change in entrepreneurship, not only collaboration, but organizational development from chaos as well. And so those were three things that I really wanted to emphasize that I got from the organizational practice meetings, and then as I just looked at the student development phase of it, what I learned from him that related back to my books that I read was that student learning should drive the organization's changes, and it should be primary as far as the impacts that it should have. And so that really impacted me as well, because I saw that in Dr. Berry, that he wants students to remain in school. Retention is high on his agenda. It's high priority, and so that's what we talked about in his office, and that's what we're working up on a plan for as we reach out in that area. And so one thing that I really want to leave with this out of the organizational meeting is that something Evans states in student development in colleges, my development and positive growth process in which the individual becomes increasingly able to integrate and act upon different experiences and influences. And I can say that because of this experience, in the meetings with Dr. Berry, who is the Vice President of Student Services, I've become increasingly able and increasingly knowledgeable. I may have had knowledge from class. I may have had some knowledge on a certain level, but I've become increasingly knowledgeable and developed as a graduate student to be a higher education professional as top tier management and top tier administration, and seeing a vision for an entire school, and then trying or attempting or being successful at developing initiatives that both meet needs that are already there, but also head needs off at the pass. In other words, they're developmental on a way to fix things before they could occur, be prepared for things and prevent things. And so that's what my developmental meetings with the Vice President has done for me. Thank you. EDL 591-20.